Here's a bit of a memory from living in Baltimore in the 1970s. In late 1971 or early 1972, I became acquainted with this guy. His name was Stan Love. He was from California and he got hired to play for the Baltimore Bullets basketball team. And as fate would have it, Stan is living in an apartment not far from my home. And it just so happens that Stan is the brother of Mike Love, the singer of the Beach Boys. Well, a musician friend of mine runs into Stan. They are both eating in a cafeteria located in our area. And my buddy says, I have some good friends who live close by who are big fans of the Beach Boys. And the result of all this is that Stan invites all of us over to his apartment. And I bring a bunch of photos I shot of the Beach Boys. Well, Stan likes the pictures very much. So I just tell him, well, keep them, because I can print more up in my darkroom. And the Beach Boys are coming and playing in the Baltimore, Washington area every year in the early 70s. 2 or 3 times a year sometimes. So we're seeing them a lot and going to all the gigs. And now we're seeing Stan at all the gigs as well. He tells us what hotel the band is staying at. And then he says, come on over to the hotel after the show and hang out with us. And we did. The result is we get to know the Beach Boys on a casual basis. And they get used to seeing us every time they're in the Baltimore area. Then, in 1973, myself, my friend Tony Shuto, and my neighbor, Steve Werheim, we go out to Los Angeles. Stan has given Steve his home phone number. So, Steve calls Stan up, and Stan says, come on over to the house. Stan's house is in Manhattan Beach, and he's sharing the house with his brother, Mike Love. So we get to the house, and Mike is not there. I believe he was on tour with the Beach Boys at that point, so we didn't get to see him that day. And I shot some pictures that day. This is the sign outside their house. And here's Stan packing his suitcase for a trip. I think the guy there with him was on a pro football team, but I don't remember who it was. Here's a better shot of Stan and his football playing friend. The guy with the beard is Steve Werheim, my neighbor and friend. My other traveling buddy, Tony Shuto, and Stan's living room, where they have a nice portrait of the Beach Boys on the wall. There's a good look at the portrait. And I like this picture a lot because on the coffee table in front of Tony are some of the Beach Boy photos I gave to Stan when we first went down his apartment that first time. And here's a better look at some of the shots. I thought it was very cool that Stan kept my photos, and then they had them at the house where Mike Love is actually living. And I have to thank Stan. Because of him, it's why we had access to the Beach Boys and I was able to get so many photos of them. I have hundreds. And the last time I saw Stan Love was in the summer of 1979. That's when I shot some of these pictures. And Stan was at a performance by Jan and Dean on the Sunset Strip at the Roxy Theater. Here's a shot of Jan and Dean at that show. Still the two original guys. So all this is my little tribute to Stan Love. Making this video on Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. And Stan sadly passed away this past Monday, April 28th,